Looking forward to continue talking about this.
Well, I think if there's other people that have questions for you, and also I brought
How are you?
Vicky, good.
Yes,
How are
nice
you?
seeing you, Vicky.
I live in the neighborhood.
I know you do. We do a lot of work.
Yeah. I'd like to know, as you mentioned, if you are willing to bring me a path forward to the council.
I am familiar with it. I think that staff is talking with a lot of people that have been involved in drafting the path forward. I have spoken to staff already, and I do believe that there needs to be bigger cooperation. What we need is to have more people doing the outreach, the streets to homes, providing services, providing the housing. That's what we need. That's the approach that we need. As you know, it's been happening. So, for example, on Thursday we had another encampment.
The city has. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the city has never once consulted with unhoused people.
Okay. Thank you.
I lived in one of the encampments. I have been living unhoused in this city for 7 years now. You guys have never once consulted with anybody who lives on the street and has lived experience. Not a single time. Stop fucking parroting that line. Please, for the love of God. You sound like a broken record, and it's just not true. You say that you condemn violence, but your condemnation of violence does absolutely nothing to help me heal from the bruises that your officers that you voted for a goal of zero encampments. You knew exactly what that meant. You knew exactly what that meant when Stephen Holiday said, we need a goal of zero encampments, but I don't give a fuck about needing to get rid of homelessness itself. You guys want us invisible, and you're doing it right now. You're saying, I don't want to talk to this homeless person.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
you're also not letting me speak. You keep on trying to speak over me. No, now I'm done. Now you can fucking speak. But I wasn't done yet, and you kept trying to speak over me.
Listen. Just listen to people.
That's literally all that we're asking for, is that the city bring us to the table and actually listen to the concerns. Because that has not happened at any point. And again, I have been out here now for 7 years. This is not a COVID-related problem. This is literally, this city has for decades said, poor people don't fucking matter. Corporate profits too.
So are you willing to bring a path forward?
Do you have any response?
I haven't. I've spoken to people that are involved, and I've spoken to staff.
Sign onto it then.
So have you seen the instances of brutality that have rolled through the city in the last week, in the last month? Sweeping this issue under the rug. Have you seen this footage?
The way that we need to move on this.
It's a very simple question. I'm asking a very simple question. Have you seen the footage of the violence in the city this week?
I've heard from people. I've just heard from, what's her name?
Gru.
I've just heard from Gru. We've heard from lots of people. We hear from our staff as well. And all I'm saying is that the way that we need to approach this is in a collaborative way. We need to work with our streets to home, with our nonprofit organizations, most of them that operate our shelters, most of them that have frontline experience, most of them that are working with our streets to home people, and we need to build trust, and we need to build people, and we need to bring people inside. We need to continue to build supportive housing. We need to build affordable housing.
You're right.
You know, I wish some of you had participated in some of the very tough meetings that we had on the modular housing. I had one meeting in my community. I haven't seen any of you participating and advocating.
For 20 units? It's not enough.
No, we're building actually 700 of modular since we launched this program a year ago. We've built those 40 before. We started in June.
Anna,
and by
there are
December,
80,000 households on the list.
Absolutely.
700 is
Absolutely.
nothing.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
So
And
how do
barely
you
even
like?
scratch.
How do you support the police violence then, when there is not
No,
housing?
but I don't
There
support
is not an
police
end.
violence. I don't support any kind of violence, okay? I
So
don't
why
support
not
our-
sign on to this?
I don't support our staff being followed home and being harassed. I don't support our police. I
That
don't
lie
support
needs to
any
stop
of
as
that.
Sign
well.
on and it will stop right away. Sign on. If you want the violence to stop, you can sign on to this and it will stop right away. Otherwise, you are just perpetuating it. You are making it happen.
You know what?
Listen,
I
you have
spoke
collaboration.
with you.
This is 207 organizations
understand.
and individuals
I'm very
calling
well
for human
familiar.
rights approach. And
I've
you can,
spoken
this
to
is
you.
fucking collaborative.
Okay.
This is collaborative. This is people with lived experience. This is organizations who know what they're doing.
You know what?
Sign on to
I
it.
have spoken to you guys on Thursday. I'm repeating what I said. You have it on film.
Certainly fucking repeating it. Repeating it.
With other acoustics, okay?
We've asked you 3 direct questions, but you haven't answered them. Will you sign on to a path forward? Will you sign on to a path forward?
Sign on to a path.
Yes or no, Anna? That's the answer, yes or no. Your silence means it's a no. So you answered us no. Just to be clear, you have answered us no.
Walking away without answering.
Whatever happens in Moscow.
As a deputy mayor, we're asking you to request an inquest into the police violence that's happened at Bellwoods and Lamport and Alexandra Park. It is set to be repeated at Moss Park. You have done nothing to tell the police that what they've done is not okay. So it's going to happen again, and that blood is going to be on your hands. People who've had their wrists broken, people who've had their faces smashed in, people who've been pepper sprayed and traumatized and thrown to the ground and choked by police.
Just turn your back on that.
Nick, I'm talking to you too, man. What are you going to do about this?
Speaking to her constituents.
And I'm talking to you, Nick. Nick, what are you going to do? Are you going to recommend that she signs the path forward? You haven't even read it. You just told me that. Do you think it's appropriate for the deputy mayor to request an inquest into police violence? Nick, why won't you talk to me?
It's really simple. 3 demands and everyone will go away.
Sign a path forward. I'm so glad that people who have gardens can get compost. I have a garden. I love compost. Really wish that my unhoused neighbors could get housing and stop being harassed by the cops and being pushed out of their homes by the police and the city. So glad you can spend this time talking to people about bullshit. Just a fucking pile of shit again, Anna.